Hello there, lovely Rock Academy students. So I'm just going to make a video for the scale that I talked about in the last video, just at this angle. Apologies for the rickety camera action. I haven't got a tripod that will kind of be at this angle, sadly. But that's okay, So anyway, C major. So obviously C major starts on C, and we said earlier where our C's are, and so on. So C, the major scales are something we're going to be looking at. There's loads of different types of scales. Major ones are kind of probably the more appropriate ones perhaps to start with. In grade 1 we look at, there's the harmonic, I think it's the harmonic minor, I don't know if it's the harmonic minor, I can't remember, but anyway, and then the relative minor, and what other ones are there? There are others. so they pop up quite early on. So we're going to have a look at C major to begin with, and the fingering sort of stance, because obviously we've got sort of 7 notes plus our top C, so 8 notes in total. We've only got 5 fingers, so obviously you see people, the pianists, doing this really quickly, and you might think, how do they do that? Well, it starts from this kind of point really. So we use our thumb to start with, then D, then E. We get to this finger, we're going to pivot like that, and then our hand comes back over here, back down, run out of fingers, so we cross. So remember, cross when we come down. Apologies for the bike noise. Okay, so C, D, E, pivot, F, G, A, B, C, B, A, G, F, pivot, E, D, C. Okay, so yeah, so basically that is what we do. And when we're playing, obviously when we play, you know, that's just, you know, an example of like crossing, going over, that sort of stuff. And I sometimes, to be honest, I do cross going that way as well. So, you know, I think as long as you're if you were sort of training under like with like a conservatoire or classical pianist, or, you know, they're all different types and variations of people who play the piano, and obviously if you're playing at that level, or if you ever want to get to that level, then you would need to do everything, you know, really by the book, I would say. I could be wrong in that, but, you know, I think that's pretty much how it goes. And obviously I'm not that type of piano player. I like kind of playing along with songs and stuff. But yeah, so yeah, that's that. So very quickly now, just to talk about the semitones and tones, and this is really handy for the guitar as well, and other instruments, obviously, all across the board. You know, you have musically, doesn't matter what instrument you're playing, you have semitones and tones. Now that's sort of more Western. Obviously there are places in the world, India being one of them, and different parts of Africa, where you have intonations that are even smaller than that. So I'm just coming at this from sort of a Western point, really, of instrument playing and music and everything. So but it's worth saying that, because I think that it's important that we understand that actually people do it differently elsewhere, and it's totally lovely and fantastic. So yeah, so a semitone is the point in music where we start on a note and then we go directly to the note next to it. Now you would think that might be this note here, but it's actually this note, because we have, you see, a gap. So if we had a full tone, it would be from C to D, but a semitone is actually C to C sharp. By the way, just to quickly say, I don't know if any of you guys know about the flats and sharps up here. Let's quickly do that now, actually. So we have C, C sharp, because we're going up the piano, and I'll show you how to do it when we come back down. C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. There's no note here, so we go straight to F. So E and F, F sharp, G, you guessed it, G sharp, A sharp, B. Again, same with E and F. There's no note in between, so we go straight to C. So B and C, C sharp, D, D sharp. You see, so it goes the same up the piano. So going up, it's sharp. Coming back down, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E flat, D flat, C. Now you might think, well, what's the point of that? And there is a point. There are reasons for everything, and some of them you might not actually need to know at this point. We will look into it going forward, but you know, we don't need to know we don't need to know why everything happens. We do at some stage, but not at the moment. I think it might be more confusing, but a lot of it's to do with key signature, which again, don't need to go into too much detail at the moment, but we will be looking at that. So yeah, so you might think so, but going up, you know, and to do with different. So for instance, in the key of D, we have F sharp, C sharp, there we go. The key of F, B flat, that becomes flat. So again, it might sound confusing, but we don't have to go into that now. Yeah, so basically the semitones. So yeah, so C to C sharp would be a semitone, C sharp to D would be a semitone, but C to D would be a full tone. And you've got to consider, if there's a note in between, then that won't be a semitone. That's a full tone. This to this is a semitone because they're right next to each other. That's how I kind of think of it. I remember it's every note that's directly next to, so this note and this note directly next to each other, it's a semitone. So semitone, semitone, full tone. And if you listen to it, it kind of sounds like it's doing that, doesn't it? C, C sharp, D, C, C sharp, D. Slightly sharp of C, but slightly flat of D. So semitone, 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 semitone. Full tone, semitone, full tone, full tone, semitone. Hopefully that helps. Obviously, some of it is quite confusing, and I do understand that you're not going to take all of this in, and that's fine. But this video is for reference, you know, so if we do ever cover anything and you think, oh, you know, you can come back and watch this, and hopefully it will help in some way. And again, I apologise for the rickety camera action. So yes, thank you very much, and I hope that's helped.